Hi, I am Maurine and I'm so glad you're here. There are many genres of music out there to listen to, but we at Cloud Records Music Podcast create music because we are inspired and we want to inspire you. Inspire you to have a deeper experience of peace, love, hope, and connection to one's soul. Come along with me and experience the most beautiful and enjoyable music experience that will touch your soul. At the end of our conversation, we'll want Cloud Records LLC music as part of your music library. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Cloud Records Music Podcast. Thank you for making the commitment to learning and listening about our music experiences. Today's third episode is a real treat for all of us. My guest is no other than Capathia Jenkins, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Capathia is a talented Broadway and television actress, singer, performer, and now with her new single, I Am Strong, a recording artist. I Am Strong is a colorful and exquisite masterpiece, well written, produced, and the lyrics are written by Maurine and Tucker Hill. Tucker Hill also wrote the original music for the song. And later we brought in Alexandra Kotler Fasedwich from Philadelphia and Carl J. McNeil from New Jersey. Both are instrumentalists who co-wrote the music and helped production and arrangement of the song. Now I'm excited for you to hear my captivating conversation with the amazing Capathia Jenkins, who is joining us from our home in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome, Capathia, to Cloud Record Music Podcast. I am so excited you're here. I've been looking forward to this day. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me. I have been looking forward to this too.
Actually,
Nice
you look
to see you.
so beautiful. I love that blue. You look great. Oh my
Thank
goodness. And before we even get into it, how was your vacation? I know you went back to Africa with your husband.
Africa. Yes, my husband is from Gambia, West Africa, and it was great. I mean, listen, for the first time, I feel like I took a real vacation where I didn't think about anything. I laid on the beach for 2 weeks and spent time with family and all that, but it was beautiful. It was great.
That sounds so wonderful. One day I'm going to take my trip. That's the one place I truly want to visit. Yes, I feel like I'm heading home when I do get a chance to get there, right?
Mm-hmm, for
All
sure.
right. So, I'm very excited that our audience is going to get to really meet you and hear about you. So I just want to start out with this. Take us along the journey, one, how you came to make this record, who introduced you to it, and, how this relationship began.
Well, it was 2020, and I received these lyrics from you, Miss Maurine McFarland, and asking me if I would consider recording this song. Now, let's just keep in mind it was the height of the pandemic, right?
Yes, it was.
And so I was home all day, every day, and just like, just feeling broken, really, right? And I read the lyrics, and the lyrics just spoke to the possibility, right? That in the midst of my brokenness, right? My sadness, my sorrow, that I am strong, And so the lyrics just spoke to my spirit. And I was like, yes, I'd love to. I'd love to, give it a shot. And what was it was an interesting process because now I live in Georgia and I used to live in New York, but now I live in Georgia. And so the producers were in another state in Philly.
Right. They were in Philadelphia.
Right. I'm here in Georgia. And so I went down to a studio in Atlanta. I live about an hour north of Atlanta. And so you're kind of like, you're in the studio, the producers are, on the screen and in my ear. And, it takes a village. I don't think people realize how much it takes to
To make it a song, right? Oh my
get it up
goodness.
and running, right? But really, that's how it all got started. And then in the midst of, all the process of that, I was also getting to know you because we were, having conversations and emailing back and forth and just getting to know you. You always want to know like whose brain came up with these words, right? Like
Right.
who is this woman? What is she like? And so that was a nice part of the process for me as well, is getting to know the writer, which doesn't always happen either, right? And I
Mhm.
was just, really grateful for that. Another Black woman out here, doing her thing. So it was,
Amen.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly, right? So it was just a really, in hindsight, it just feels like like a gift to me, right? I'm just so grateful
Yes.
to have been a part of putting this song out.
And I have to say, because you mentioned a challenge because of COVID, you were in a different state. In fact, you had to record this twice, I believe, right?
Yes, because the first studio I went to, I don't know what this engineer did, but whatever he did wasn't the right thing. and then I had to go to a different studio and do it again, which also in hindsight, I had more time at that point, right, to live with it. And so when you can live with something and it's inside of you,
Hmm.
getting to do it that next time, it was like, you just feel like God has his hands all over it, right?
Hmm.
Because it all happens in divine time. And I always say, things are happening for me and not to me, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, that was just this thing that, when it happens, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this again. But then when you do it again, there were things that we found in there to do it differently that I
Hmm.
really loved. And I felt like I was freer in the second studio. So it all was divine.
Yeah. And it's interesting because when they sent me the first take, I said, because I've listened to your performance, you're a Broadway performer, you're just so excellent. And I listened to it and I said, no, that's not it. And I think they were a little offended because I don't read music. I write lyrics, but I don't write music. So they thought maybe I don't know as much as I should know. But I'm like, but I know what I hear and what I want to hear. And I said, that's not her. I said, no, she's more powerful than this. Her voice is so much more greater. And I said, could you have her do it over again? And you nailed it. Again, for those, I don't know what they did the first time, but the second time it all came together so beautifully. And it's just perfect. It's such a beautiful song.
Well,
You
thank
know,
you so much. Thank
yes.
you.
Yeah. And before I even go to my next question is, I saw you perform this live in Texas,
In Houston.
in Houston, Texas at the Symphony. And to see her perform this on a
Mhm.
symphony arena, oh my goodness. It was just too delicious. And the audience just loved it and loved you. I'm telling you, it was amazing. We'll talk about her other thing that she does later, but she is an amazing performer.
Well, thank
So
you.
the lyrics to me had a lot of meaning behind it. And I believe that life is pain management,
Hmm.
right? How does I Am Strong, the lyrics, how does that help you through your challenges? Because I know we have challenges all the time. How does it help you when you meditate on those words?
Hmm. Well, I think that, like I said, I think that life is always happening for me and not to me, right? Even in the challenges, even in the struggle, right? And the lyrics of I Am Strong really speaks about that, right? It talks about troubles coming, it talks about having fear, right? But also having peace right? Because that is what life is, right? You go through the ups, the downs, the challenges, the high times where you're happy and living life. And what the song says to me is that no matter what I'm going through, I am strong, right? If I can believe that and put that in the bottom of my soul, right? When the storms come and when the challenges come, remember, I am strong. I am strong. You may bend with the wind, you may get pushed around a little bit, but I am strong. I am strong. So it becomes like, like a personal motto or affirmation, right? I am strong. I can do this. I got this. I've done it before. I've been through it. I can do it. I'm still standing. It's all of those things, right? And I think that is why when people hear it, they are moved because it is a universal language. Everybody is living a life. Everybody is
Yes.
going through ups and downs, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can latch on to that I am strong no matter what, right? It becomes your personal motto.
Yes. I'm assuming that because you're a woman of faith. So I'm assuming that you get your faith journey experience from your mother, right? How that your faith with making the song, how did they come together for you? Because you can hear it in your words, and the word I am strong. I heard you explain that once before an interview. It could be God, it could be your husband, but I know your faith had something to do with the way you deliver this song so powerfully.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up my mom. My mom is no longer with us, but she's with me. But she was this woman of faith that even when you couldn't see the thing, she believed the thing was coming. She believed the thing was happening, right? And so I often say that she was my confidence, my belief in myself before I even knew I needed that. You know what I mean? And so, when I think about recording something like I Am Strong and those lyrics, right? For me, a song only speaks to me really. It speaks to me through melody and music, but it is all about the story. It's all about the words for me, right? The words have to move me. They have to in some way mean something to me.
Right.
And it's like it was speaking to my soul, right?
Oh,
Like
wow.
not just to my intellect, to
Right.
my soul, to my
Oh,
spirit.
wow.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, and those things go hand in glove for me. My mom is always with me. I always think about her strength and her faith, in the midst of sometimes not having anything, right? I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, to say the least, right? I grew up in the inner city. And for a long time, my mom was the only parent in the house, right? Raising children and raising young women, right? So modeling for me what it means to be an independent, strong woman, right? She did all of that for me. And so she is a part of me, and any project, anything that I'm working on, I'm taking her with me. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I'm sure that if she was with me, she would probably be, if she was still with us, she would probably be singing that song. It would be on endless repeat. She'd be like, "This is my testimony,"
Oh my goodness. And a matter of fact, we're going to listen to about a minute of a small segment of the song, just so the audience can have a great appreciation, one, for your vocal, but also the power of words and how words is so good for healing and, restoring us, right? Touch her soul.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Enjoy it. We're going to listen to this for a couple of seconds. So I'm sure everyone enjoyed that. And Capathia, before I go to the next question, you are, like I said, a performer. You travel all over the world, but right now you're all over the United States. Tell us about the pop series you're doing and where you're going to be, how the audiences can connect with you in whatever state they are, because you want to see her live. She's really the phenomenal woman.
Thank
She
you very
is,
much. Thank
and I'm not sure if she's performing I'm Strong at this particular season, but I know you perform it with places before. So tell us more about it and whether or not, the audience will be able to hear you perform in addition to all the other things you do.
Okay. Well, as you said, I am a performer, and I have been working with symphony orchestras around the world. And I commissioned a full orchestration for I Am Strong, which we premiered with the Houston Symphony, as you mentioned earlier. We premiered it last year with the Houston Symphony in my show that's called She's Got Soul. She's Got Soul. And that premiere went great. We did 3 performances. You were there for one of the performances.
Yes, I was.
Um,
Phenomenal.
and as you said, the audience really responds to the song. I think it's a universal message, as I said. I got home a couple of days ago from Utah. We did it with the Utah Symphony. And the week before that, we were with the Cleveland Orchestra, which is one of the best, if not the top orchestra in this country. The Cleveland
Really?
Orchestra, yes, at their outdoor venue, Blossom. We were there a couple of Sundays ago where we did it there.
You
And
did.
yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
the She's Got Soul, the
Uh-huh.
show that we do, I Am Strong, is booked into 2025 now. So
Wow.
we will do Colorado Springs Symphony in November, and for New Year's Eve we're going to be in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm excited about. I hear that's a great town. We're doing it for New Year's Eve, and then I would say for your audience, they should always check CapathiaJenkins.com events, and it will be updated of what city I'm coming to next in
Mhm.
2024. We have a lot of She's Got Soul on the calendar. We're going to be singing it all over the country. I'm so excited for people to hear I Am Strong. Just in Cleveland, I had a woman come up to me after the show, and she had recently lost her daughter. And she was really, small, this woman, right? And I bent down to hug her, and she said in my ear,
Mhm.
your song, I Am Strong. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to stream it. It just touched my heart. It touched my spirit. And I'm like, that is what music should do. That
Yes.
is what it should do. Right. And so for me, I just feel like, having the mind it wasn't just my idea, but my manager's idea to commission a full orchestration of the song. I'm so excited about that. It's like a reconfirmation every time I do it, the way the audience responds. And then when I get to speak to individual audience members, they always list that song as being
Mhm.
one that just blew them away. And so, it's almost like a grassroots thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes,
growing. Yes.
like,
Yes.
you put
Yeah.
something out in the world and you think, oh, maybe it's going to jump off right away, or maybe it's just one at a time,
Yes.
one
Yes.
at a time. So yeah, so that's that. She's Got Soul
I'm
featuring I Am Strong.
Oh God, I'm so glad you said that, because I have to say that when I get the vision from God to do this song, and the lyrics I got from him, and even the message that it's going to be so successful, right? And we're doing this now going a little bit over 2 years, and I feel like, okay, so we don't have the connection that the doors open right away. So we're kind of building our own door, right?
For
To get
sure.
our own niche out there. And that encourages me when you say that, because it reminds me, nothing happened overnight that is really great. You have to kind of build it. But when
Amen.
you build it, it stays, it's sustainable, right? And
That's
I
for sure.
believe that I'm Strong will find its niche in the heart of people. And it's just going to just blow up one day. And I must say, I'm always checking online, like at Amazon and places to see how it's doing. And
Yeah.
you're going to love this. I went on Amazon and it's the second next to, you have one first, but the second, that's the first time that I've been watching it on Amazon. It's the second requested one or where people are down. No, I'm just like, oh my God,
Hey,
you know,
that's
I'm like,
fantastic.
praise God. I know because it's usually, down there.
Yeah,
And so I'm always checking it out, but this is the first time I've seen it. The second place, I said, "Oh my goodness!" And you have a lot of people that's getting your music there on
for
Amazon, and
sure.
there's
For
just one
sure.
platform, right? And
That
so
is great
that is
news. I'm so
amazing.
glad to know that. That's good. It's really, really
Yes,
good. Yeah.
yes. So I'm so encouraged, and like we're just gonna keep at it until it which bring me to my next question because in some segment it's just great, but it's not yet. I've heard it, and except for the radio that I advertise on, like when you turn on any radio station, I Am Strong should be playing. Right? It's not
Yes.
there yet, and so I
Hmm.
guess my question is going to, well, how do we get over the hump? But I think you just answered for me. We just keep
Yeah.
at it.
I think you just keep at it. I think you just keep at it. And, I think you can tell people about it and all that, but there's something about it for me getting to perform it live, right? And really getting to set it up because I think the way you set up a song is everything in a live setting. And so really the way I set it up for the audience is really how you asked me the first question of how did we meet? How did we get it going? And I just basically tell the audience, I got these lyrics. It was the pandemic. I was home. My spirit was broken because I'm happiest when I'm on stage doing the thing that I love. The pandemic took all of that away, right? I'm broken. And these lyrics spoke to the possibility that in the midst of it, right, that I am strong. And when you set it up like that for an audience and you hear the orchestra start the intro, the table is set, right? And we see people cry. I know one of my backup singers said in Utah that she had an older gentleman in the audience who's a friend of her parents. And she said, as soon as I Am Strong started, he could not like hold his tears, right? And then
Oh,
he sent her the most beautiful message after the show, just to say how, he's an older man and how he has hope again. He has, life in him again. And thank us for giving him
yeah,
that. And so that's what we have to do, right? We have
yes,
to, for me, I just feel like I want to keep performing it live. I want to keep setting it up for people, letting them know that this is a universal song, right? It speaks to everybody, no matter what's going on
yes,
in
it
your life,
does.
right? And so, I mean, I feel like that's my journey with the song, that I will keep
Yes.
performing it live and I
Mhm.
will keep telling the story of how we met and how it came to be. And, hopefully along that journey, I'll keep moving people and people will keep, going
Just
to
I
Amazon and
get it, right? Yes. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. So, what was so interested for me is, and I wasn't sure how to respond to this, but I noticed when you say to women these days, you're strong, they get offended, especially now. Oh, why do they expect Black women to be always be strong? And I'm like, am I missing something here? And I'm thinking, strength is not more than just physical strength. You have emotional strength. You have spiritual strength. And when you think of just where we came from as a people and what our ancestors endure, women and men, but I'm talking to the women since they're the one that says they always say Black women are strong and we can handle anything. I'm like, but we can. We have that tenacity. We have that spiritual strength. We have that community strength that help us to overcome. So embrace that strength. Don't say, oh, I don't want to be labeled as a strong Black woman. What do you think about that?
Well, I hear you, and I know that has been something that's been widely talked about most recently. And I think it's because, we know that we're strong, right? But it's like society expects it of us, right? So they expect us to only be strong. We are not a monolith, right? And I think what Black women are saying is there are times in our lives when we want to be soft, when we want to be held, when we want to be nurtured, when we want to be able to cry sometimes, right? People they don't give us space to do that because they expect us to just be strong and just keep going and just hold up the family and be the father and the mother and, and do everything.
Okay,
That's
to
what
do
I
it
think.
all.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I think that Black women are pushing back against, right? Allow us all of the emotions. Allow us to be soft. Allow us to be vulnerable. Allow us to be able to feel something and cry, right?
Hmm.
But before we can cry, somebody else is crying. Now we're trying to nurture them, but we feel sad too. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
think that's what women are saying. Black women.
Okay. All right. So basically, if they really listen to this song, it will really demonstrate our multifacets as Black women and women in general, because we do cry, we are sad, we're up, we're down, right? And yet
Exactly.
it says, make no mistake, I am powerful.
Yes.
Despite these
Yeah.
vulnerable place you may find me at a certain time, I am so powerful and I am strong because, and you can choose
That's
what
right.
is the because is for you
That's
as an
right.
individual, right?
And I love that you brought up the line, make no mistake, because
Yeah.
Black women will let you know, right? They will let you know. Listen, I may be vulnerable in this moment. I may be crying. The song also says, despite my tears, right?
Yes.
I may
Hmm.
be crying, but make no mistake, I will not break, right? Black women know how to let you know.
That
You
is
know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
Like
We
we're
hold nothing
feeling
back.
all the things, but don't get it twisted, right?
Yes,
We
yes,
are strong.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, that is so awesome. That is awesome. I'm telling you, it's when it becomes, because when I was at your show in Houston, Texas, a therapist, we were at dinner
Hmm.
and she came over and she says, I just want you to know that this song, I'm Strong, is going to be our theme song in my sessions for
Wow.
her clients, I guess, to meditate
Hmm.
on and listen to. And I thought that was such a nice compliment as well, because I believe it should be a theme for all women, the men too, but, I'm just saying it just seems like a theme that every woman organization, even the concerning women, whether it's the Women's March, this
Hmm.
should be the theme for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it feels like a bit of an anthem, right? It feels like an anthem. And I hear you. I mean, I feel it as a woman, as a Black woman particularly, but I know what you mean. It's for men as well. Like it's for anybody who is living and breathing, right? And
Yes,
trying to
yes.
have a life and trying to, every day put one foot in front of the other, no matter what's coming at them. It's for everybody. Yeah.
Yes, that's for sure. Because we all have challenges in life and we all experience some sort of, if it's not injustice, it's something that really, shake us to the core. So tell us again where we can go to learn more about where you're going to be. By the way, when are you going to be in my area, closer to Pennsylvania?
I think I'm going to be I think we talked about this, right? I'm going to be in Baltimore
Yes,
at the beginning of the year.
of
Let me
next year.
the beginning of 2024. Yes.
Okay.
Let me just take 1 second so that I'm not, giving you false information.
So whilst you're looking, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to CapathiaJenkins.com and go and find her schedule, get your tickets wherever she is singing or performing and you're in that area. But when she comes to Pennsylvania, make sure everyone from Philadelphia get your ticket. It's just an amazing evening, a wonderful, outstanding performer and singer. And this is our first recording, your first recording, right, Capathia? I Am Strong.
It's not my first overall recording. but it is the latest single that I have out now.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
for
So,
sure.
all right.
So I'm going to be with the Baltimore Symphony, January 2024, right? It's the week of the 8th till the 14th. And I
Okay.
think we have 4 shows. So it's probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
And
Sunday
Sunday. Okay.
that week. She's Got Soul. And my website gets updated all the time. You go to CapathiaJenkins.com, click on events, and it will have everything listed and how you get tickets and whatever city I'm coming to that's near you. It'll have links for you to get your tickets and come to the show and all that. The show is called She's Got
So,
Soul. She's Got Soul, because I do a few different symphony programs, but the one that I am strong is
she's got.
She's Got Soul. She's Got Soul. We're with the Baltimore Symphony for like 4 shows in January. I'm excited.
Yes, I am. And I will be there with my family this time to see you perform live once again. So, ladies and
Yay.
gentlemen, get your ticket. Capathia, as always, it's lovely to see you.
Same.
I love the new color of your hair. It's gorgeous. Oh, I mean, you're rocking it. It is just beautiful.
Thank you, Maureen. It's
And
so
do
good
say
to see
hello
you.
to your husband for me.
I will do. I will do. He's actually in Africa. He'll be back in a couple of days. So
Oh, really?
I will certainly pass your hello on.
Yeah, she's married to a hunk of a guy, I'm telling you. Handsome man. So she's a lucky woman who is very strong. So we will catch up and I'll see you next year. And hopefully by next year, we'll be like celebrating, this great success for I Am Strong, right?
Yes, put it out there.
Yes, we're letting it out there. So, yes, thank you, everyone. Now, please go out, download I Am Strong. It's available on all music platform. And of course, go and check out Capathia on our website and our work and see her live. Capathia, thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.